You should really bring the Knights of Favonius.
sword comes shadow. Billowing surge! Let's move out. Access denied.
Burn!
Astra Ab. Thank you for.
Not yet.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Environment. Setup complete. Excellent. Looks like it's working.
What's this?
A purification device that I made. It can absorb excess ley line energy and temporarily stabilize an area.
What a neat thing! Let's set up more and cover the entire region!
I wouldn't mind if that would actually work. Unfortunately, once this contamination is present, it isn't something that a few purification devices can fix. The purification devices have their limits. At best, they can only prevent the contaminated region from expanding temporarily. If we want to permanently eradicate the contamination from the ley line effluent, that's right.
Huh? The mechanical crab is acting.
Something's approaching. So that's it. Now that the ley line energy has stabilized, the monsters that had left are starting. Get rid of them quickly. Don't let them get close to the purification.
Don't blink! Whew! That's all of them! Hey! Where are you? Let's hurry and keep up! The mechanical crab would get.
Help! Help!
Speed of light! Hold the line!
Time for retribution!
Nowhere to hide! Allow me! Incoming! For Rex Lapis! Torque, bring refuge!
What it is?
With sword from shadow.
Spare me.
Hey, are you okay?
These injuries are superficial. Don't move, I'll patch you up.
Don't worry, we took it.
Oh, good. It's a monster! Hurry, attack it!
How do we explain this? Crap, it heard you shouting for help and brought us here to
It's faking it. It has. Do you know what's inside the forest? I gotta get out of here. Be careful.
His inarticulate speech and bodily tremors indicate psyche disruption. He's been inside the contaminated region for too long. We've purified the ley line energy over there. Follow this path out and you'll soon see the village. At that point, someone will bring him to Kale for help. I already prepared medication that will return him to... So you think you did a good job and want a part...
It's so hard to...
Alright, regardless of what you're thinking, you did some real good this time. That's why I'll give you another mechanical part. Guess not. Well, make sure to hang on to it. What was going through your owner's mind when he made you, I wonder? And also, how do you feel about that person saying that you're as evil as the other mechanic?
Okay, it definitely doesn't understand you.
It seems like it possesses limited understanding only towards matters related to help others to get parts. That's probably its thought process. It's getting late. Hey, over here! Come on, you big lummox, raise your head and look up! Let's set up camp here.
All right, Paimon also thinks it's a good spot.
Oh. Any particular...
This place is perfect to put up a big tent. We can also set up a cooking pot and cook
You're not wrong, but the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps us away from the water vapor below. Rainforests are... For the next tasks at hand,
Leave it to...
I'm not expecting that much. That's right. You can use rushes to start a fire in the... Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler, Tainari? Paimon didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants until... Paimon also saw wild berries on the ground, and Paimon was gonna fly over and pick them up, but the dead leaves on top suddenly...
Those were probably dead leaf butterflies. They camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators. My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over, so they fled. Little did they know that you were more scared than... Never mind. The tent's up. Oh, you found some already.
Paimon understands it this time!
Sorry, no part this... That task wasn't important enough. If every little thing resulted in a reward, then it might start to take advantage of the... I'll note little things like this and give a cumulative reward at a later time. That is one reason.
It looks really sad.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding if I don't give it something. I'm off to prepare dinner. We'll take shifts on lookout...
We need the...
Yeah, even though most animals fled because of the ley lines, we can't completely... It's settled then. I'll set up... Have a good night.
Paimon's getting sleepy. It's been a while since...
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well? That's good. I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I specially used 2 of my home. Don't worry. There may. Speaking of which, it was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went. So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner. A ley line effluence of this map. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years, so the origin of these creatures is very suspect. Topics related to... They proposed an intrigue. However, in their... The irony is... that the I'm interested in the topic of It's just my ancestors and the Valuka Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. So to me, life is by placing yourself above other... Really? Coffee? Did you prepare this for us? All right. Seeing that you're working so hard, you're not planning on using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded, and you're running low on power. All right. Suit yourself. The night watch is yours. Stay...
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire night. Don't worry. Paimon will be...
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. Quick question. Me too. The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line.
Is there something we can do?
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest of... Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the eco...
Got it! Paimon will take care of the...
All right. All right. It's about time to head out. As we go further in, we may encounter more berserk machines. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible. As I thought, the closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
Speed of light. Born of ice and frost.
Time for retribution!
All hail! Nowhere to hide. This is long overdue. Hold the line. Speed of light. Cut to the chase. It stopped here.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are ley line energies are also stronger here. This may be the... Ready yourselves.
There's a ton of mechanical monsters here. They make this place their lair.
Looks like there's no way to sneak by. Let's take care of them quickly.
Burn!
Rust and rebuild. Turret, bring refuge. Don't blink. Allow me. Nowhere to hide. Incoming. No touching. All hail. What is this?
Ley line energy is spilling out from this device. It's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetual.
It's terrible! We have to stop it! Let Paimon see. Paimon doesn't see
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in ley line energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your... Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this...
Wait! You're also vulnerable to the... We're staying! We can't...
Then let's look for it together. If there is no...
You know where it is? Hey! Wait for us! Next on the agenda... What's this? It'll only show up if you step on it?
Be careful, and watch your step.
Look! Someone... Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Turn on... Why aren't you saying anything?
His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken. likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and... almost forgot about you. Here.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory. We should find a repository. The file room will definitely give us some...
Wow! It's huge in here!
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is. The pipes continue further. Let's head in.
Did you two
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through.
tape?
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments. However, these...
Come on, what?
Hold on. Let me figure out how to play the tape. Goes in there.
Kakata? Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone? There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia. Oh, you're also quite happy. Listen up, Kakata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike any... I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course... Inspiration from the ruin. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a... It's fine. You will understand. One day, you...
Karkata is the mechanical crab, right? And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the Academia?
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the Academia for researching mechanical life forms.
Junior researcher?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can...
Look! A date is written.
That's quite the type.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameters? All right, there. Water entered the Keela and caused it to short-circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now, so we don't have a lot of parts or power. I'm glad. Aren't the bunch at the Academia always saying things like, too bad it was just a dream. Never mind. I should...
After Abatui left the Academia, everyone lost... I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued...
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out Karkata's broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be... The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed. There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot. Doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Maybe Karkata helped him.
It's hard to say. These are the last...
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's when you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being. I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand. It is what it is. This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain style... Of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from our expenses? Strange. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll... Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand what... In the end, it's just like the academia said. Mechanical... I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still...
I see. So the ley line effluence was an accident. After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the ley line extractor. This eventually resulted in
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata...
Because Karkata is different from the other machine. Structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and laugh, and capacity for independent thought. To Abatui, only a machine with these features could be considered a mechanical life form. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the academia acknowledge, but if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of an experimental product, he would have noticed. Karkata can't speak. And yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about its...
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task. First, let's find... One with the forest! Keep up! More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze. below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The way ends here. Wanna try jumping down?
We're way behind schedule.
I'll uproot you!
Verdict is...
Don't blink! Hey!
Hold the line.
Born of ice and frost.
Let's move out.
Speed of light. Huh? With sword comes shadow.
Covenant of the Deep. Rest and rebuild.
This is long overdue.
No touch.
Time for retribution!
Let's nip that in the bud. Can't see? Keep up.
Incoming. Born of ice and frost.
No touching. Torrent, bring refuge.
Don't blink. Huh? Nowhere to hide.
Verdict is...
For Rex Lapis. We'll hold the line.
I hear everything! This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also... Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair them. Oh, but I bet you two are more...
been collecting parts because it thinks doing...
Karkata is unable to understand the concept of death. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it malfunctioned, and how that restored... It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed. If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern...
Karkata? Karkata, can you hear Paimon? Tainari says you're awesome!
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged... It's a miracle that it managed to hang on for... I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has... Let them be alone for a while. The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest. Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale. According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything back. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed, and Karkata will be...
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care. Although we've stopped the source of the effluence... Listen, the Traveler hasn't rested very... Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
All right. Then... Anyway,
I see. Once the excess... This is the
is Karkata going to be sent back? It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it. Oh, then how about we find Tainari tomorrow and ask him not to... Paimon really wants to go right now, but... Alright then. How are you feeling? Sleep well? We should go find Tainari. How do you think we should ask him? Tainari!
Shh, keep your voice. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect. Can be made. Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey,
Karkata?
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ear...
You didn't disassemble...
Why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said...
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine. I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday. What I meant was, according to the academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the academia discover that place. Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Karkata. During my time at the academia, I took an elective course at the Spontama. Who knew it would prove useful one day? We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence. I'm not with the academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the forest watcher of the Avidya forest. I have a duty to protect all life. All life brought forth in this world has meaning. And Karkata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's good. Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Karkata as a true living...
The possibility exists, is all. It's hard to explain Karkata's efforts to repair. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that. By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments. What do you think?
Let the wind lead. Access denied. Born of ice and frost. Access denied. Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule. All hail! I swear by my sword! With sword comes shadow! Incoming! Don't blink!
Time for retribution!
No touching! Speed of light! Hey! Nowhere to hide! Incoming! Access denied! Next on the agenda...
Verdict is...
Born of ice and frost. We're way behind schedule. Healthy body, healthy mind. Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
All is accounted for.
Next on the agenda...
Let's move out. Rest and
Access denied. No touching.
allow me. Let's move out.
Time for retribution!
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda, we're way behind schedule.
Rest and rebuild.
Born of ice and frost. Access denied. Glaze over.
Billowing surge.
Born of ice and frost. Speed of light.
Allow me. Let's move out.
Access denied.
All hail.
We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda, we're way behind schedule.
Another test subject.
Hold the line!
That tingle?
Like this?
Cut to the chase! Don't blink!
You're open!
Speed of light!
That tingle?
Have a taste of this!
Don't blink! Hey! With sword comes shadow.
So great! Burn!
Turret, bring refuge!
Born of ice and frost. This is long overdue.
I got kept. I got
Nowhere to
kept.
hide.
Picked the wrong test.
Access denied.
Incoming.
Born of ice and frost. We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda... No touching! We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda... Blaze over! We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda...
Oh, you're back already. How did...
We have an
What? But could you at least tell me? I see. I never knew even a dream could be so... Don't worry. Using the event register...
Thank you.
Let me confirm if all... Atta has already left. Has anyone seen Katya? Has she already left?
Oh, I think she already left.
Oh no.
Can you tell us where she went?
Yes, she did briefly mention...
Alright, thank you. Please help us to...
Sure thing.
Wait, you two! Just a moment, please. You're the Traveler in Paimon, right? It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you. My name is Nabil. I'm a Matra in the Academia. You're friends with Sino, right? I've heard him mention you. Currently, Sino is out investigating a case involving smuggled canned knowledge.
Oh no.
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to Sino. But since we haven't heard from him, we're starting to suspect that the case might be more complicated than we had originally. Word has it that you two are brave, smart, and
Alright, since you asked.
large amounts of canned knowledge. According to some research, using rumors also have it. Last we heard from...
Sounds like.
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence, but I'm very busy at the moment. We'll have to chat some other time.
That's right. Nabil asked us to come and check on the situation.
So Nabil told you about this? Divulging my location without authorization. I'll let it slide for now. This isn't the time for that. I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Whoa, sounds pretty complicated, but having a chance to catch bad guys with Sino, it's like we're a part of the Alright.
Is this all you got?
What difference does it make if you see...
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on... What? I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all...
150K. Show us the Mora, and you'll get the good.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
It's Sino! When's he ever gonna let up?
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
But don't forget the Mora!
Dun-dun! Not so fast! You can't escape with Paimon on the case!
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Sino works alone? I don't like the looks of this. Either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. Any ideas?
It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway.
Huh? Did they really just give...
Just like the others I've caught. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. All right. I have one question and one question only. Where...
the pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the goods.
And when is the next batch coming?
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut all contact with these dealers. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you...
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you. But here we are. I guess we never stood a chance.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid being detected from the very beginning. These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how many we catch, it won't further. If only we had another lead. Like a merchant who sells large amounts of canned knowledge.
Huh? Oh, you mean someone like nothing?
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them...
Woo!
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any danger...
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Sino meet Dory.
I see. Anyway, if you manage to... And as for you...
Okay,
Hey!
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people. The buyer and the seller. We don't think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge,
The academia has... I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of... If I ever catch you again, I will... All right, Traveler. I need to...
Ha! You think you...
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dory?
just wish that some people would actually do their jobs.
I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention. No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the canned knowledge business. Huh? You mean you stopped? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna make Mora, it's gonna be the lion's share. Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Aw, sounds like we came all this way for... Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fit.
Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself.
Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes... Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus,
then why does the academia prohibit selling?
Being able to gain... But everything in the world comes at a price, right? Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, but with canned knowledge, first, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects?
Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right amount. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge that's made its way into the market. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is.
The Court of Desolation? What's that?
A rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of King Deshret. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare canned knowledge, some of which is related to the Court of Desolation. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation. Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So, if they're aiming to quickly assemble a research team, canned knowledge would be the best solution. As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout out anyone with interest or expertise. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the...
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction.
That's right. And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location. As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, I've got it.
What? That's super!
No need to worry, little one. Sino's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed.
I'm sure the General Mahamatra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. And I can only imagine the funds he's allocated for
We'd better get going. If Dory keeps... They're hosting
The Court of Desolation. I won't ask how you came by this intel. But is it reliable?
We also heard that the...
Partially. However, if they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers... Less in recent... After all, death is often... That's why some continue... Do you know where the auction is taking place? Good.
Huh?
That's right. Don't worry.
That's Sino.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice. That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back. You must be Sino. And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
That's right! We won't...
Ha! My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be successful. On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation. I can't think of a reason why...
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard...
Sorry, no...
Happy to oblige. Don't blink. Cut to the chase.
Verdict is...
Allow me! Billowing surge!
Didn't see that coming. We're way behind.
Take that!
Hold the line!
Judgment is upon you.
You want this one? Ugh! This doesn't change anything! You're in over your head, son! Let's get out of here!
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap. I apologize. You should be careful.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without clothes.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time. Waiting. Yes. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience. My superior...
Whoa.
He survived. His name is Top... Anyway.
Don't worry. Paimon will stay alert.
Good. And once this is all over, I'll...
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
We still have a long way to go. Of course. Just try to take one step.
Just look around.
Watch out.
Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Incoming!
Those weren't just normal scorpions. See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see.
This place is...
Something's not... Stay still. Here's the answer. A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. They can use this but this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Ksharawar also be involved?
Whoa! Paimon never knew that...
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier. It was a frantic fight. Let's keep heading to the...
They're back again! How many of them are there?
Rest and rebuild! Torrent, bring refuge!
this where the action is? Yeah.
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give any warning of our... But even so, they still knew we...
Aw, what?
We searched the area.
Alright,
Did you find anything?
No, nothing in particular.
It's possible that... But don't worry. Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something... They packed up... Once they think...
Oh! Okay, well...
Yes.
Let's move out. Let's move out. Ugh, so tired. Yay. It's Let's go. Oh, looks like Sino. So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? All right, tell Punch.
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low and observed for a while. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important dealers here.
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Sino. If I had any idea you were still around.
Huh? Greedy?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up everything. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good business, but...
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct? Will you tell us willingly? Or do I need to make you talk?
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we can take the conversation. If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you. That would put both me and my family in danger.
All right.
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be safe.
Fine.
Listen, buddy, you better not...
Come on now. Do you really think I'd try to pull anything under Sino's watch? Seriously, what can I even do?
You're back! Oh, we have guests?
This is my daughter, Seemin. She can be a little shy of... Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Sino in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the trap.
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Sino, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon this investigation.
Why is that?
Everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits have brought everyone together in this business. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Sino. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse. Why are you so bent on putting us...
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to explain mine.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our...
Don't mention it. And I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it a little tastier.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next time.
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits?
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life threat. That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health until one day, someone reached out and showed me a...
Selling canned knowledge?
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happy. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, it's a means of... I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this, Sino.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent...
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are...
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you see them.
Whoa!
Yes, all neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia have a hand in this? But such a volume of goods wouldn't be able to slip through
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other knowledge capsules we've seen.
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this? Yes, it's a Matra seal. I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the academia was... The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal, goods can leave the academia without undergoing a second inspection. No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Even I find it... Could I ask you for a favor? Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge regarding the Court of Desolation originated from research files stored within the academia. If we can enter the repository, we can find out who... But, considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the academia now, you'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Sure thing!
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, it's obvious that they also have power outside of it. We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari.
Hello, we meet again. Have you managed to find sign? I read the letter, and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
It's alright. We want...
Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Sino, it shouldn't be a problem. That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all... However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally, after some particular research becomes prohibited, the majority of the related files will be destroyed. but some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information... Follow me.
The restrict...
Okay, since Sino is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may but I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and...
There are many who do not... Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here. Have you... Huh, it reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
His former partner? That would be Taj Rodkani. But you're not far off. Mortada Rodkani was Taj's only son.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra, aren't...
It's just that... they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Sino didn't know about it.
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison. You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. His reputation goes back a long... He used to be Sino's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't out on a mission.
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position. I wonder if it had anything to do with the Mortada...
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada was born. So when Mortada came to study at the academia, everyone had high expectations of him. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of academia rules. Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had... Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj.
That's awful.
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect... Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does, but this is Taj we're talking about.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect, because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars. It's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files. However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the academia without anyone ever noticing.
But even so...
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death. Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you would leave.
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
Oh, now that I think about it, Sino suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the academia. There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the academia and see what we can find. Don't worry, Taj.
Alrighty then.
Next on the agenda... This is long overdue. next on the agenda?